Get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Timer's ticking. Last chance to hit those likes. Let's get the party started.
Yo! Gets me every time. What's going on, everybody? We had the J party going in here this morning. Let's jump out of the stream, man. Hey, everyone in here earlier had the first name that started with J. It was a J party up in here, and Neil was nice enough not to interrupt the sort of J party that we had going on, and we continued the J party. Now, I will say once again, JC is the best initials that you could possibly have. In my personal opinion, they just flow so nicely. You got the J and you got the C. They're just the opposites of each other. You can't get more artistic than the initials JC. I will say that. So anyone who disagrees, well, I mean, if you want, you can come sue me if you disagree with JC being the best initials in the game. I don't know about you, man. I don't know about you. JW likes JW. Of course, he made his name JW. Anyways, let's talk some Bitcoin charts, man. What's going on with BTC? We know that, nothing's really changed. We talked about this last night on the weekly close, but we should be expecting a move, like we keep saying, within, give or take the end of October, beginning of November here, has sort of been the time frame we've been looking at for a hot minute. So we are approaching that time frame. You could argue that we're in that time frame. And we're getting some sort of volatility here on the market open, right? Stock market's kind of bouncing up and down. Bitcoin's kind of bouncing up and down. You get the DXY bouncing up and down. Everything's kind of going kind of nuts here in the open. So it's Monday. What can we expect? Holy moly, man. We should be expecting some volatility after a pretty lackluster weekend this weekend, other than kind of the end of Sunday. What's going on? What are you guys saying here? Does the button go away? Brandon, the button goes away. Dude, I made that back in like early 2021. Actually, no, probably mid 2021. We'll probably change that sometime soon to more legit intro. I don't know. No better than that. Absolute facts. Anyways, let's talk what we got going on the charts, man. So what's going on? Last night we talked about Bitcoin came back up to this resistance at 19,700. All right, and we got that pullback. And where were we looking for Bitcoin to pull back down to? Right. Well, we said, we were looking at the 0.5 retracement or the 0.618 retracement. Right. So Bitcoin has retraced to that 0.618 retracement, actually got a nice bounce off that retracement so far, which was also, I mean, we sort of said this last night, which was also the previous resistance, right? So this resistance that was coming down, that was also us back testing that resistance. So far so good. That is holding as we're kind of sitting here and trying to create that W formation off. If you zoom in here, you got all your moving averages coming in on the 2-hour time frame. 20 EMA, 200 EMA, 50 EMA, all coming in this region right here. So this should be some pretty strong support. Obviously, support, as we know, is meant to be broken at some point, but this should be strong support here in the short term. All of it depends on the stock market, though. What's the stock market do this week? You guys know what my take is. I think this week will be a good week. Overall, right? Could a few days be bad here and there, sure, but I think this week will be a good week, and we'll kind of go over why. What's going on? Scotty Swing. What's up, buddy? Neo, what's going on? Short hunting? Hey, we love to go short hunting, man. Let's see what this poll is looking like before we get started, though. What comes first for Bitcoin? Oh, my God, people are bullish now. Oh, my Lord. Does that mean I have to flip bearish? What comes first for Bitcoin? 56% of people say 22K. 44% of people say 17K. Oh, my Lord. Guess it all depends on what the current price action is. If you know what I mean. Price going up, people bullish. Price going down, people bearish. I mean, that's I guess that's sort of the hot ticket here. You go back to Friday, it was 60% 17K, 40% 22K. And now we're sort of here at this sort of this new poll. But hey, it is what it is. I guess I gotta stick to my guns, even though it seems like people are kind of bullish, I guess, in the short term now. All right, so here's what we got going on. So Bitcoin, like we said, at the 0.618, at all the EMAs, trying to back test this previous resistance and flip it as support, and hopefully that it can. And that kind of goes without saying is, look where Bitcoin is, man. Look where Bitcoin is, my friends. It is sitting while it's going sideways. Crickets out here. Bitcoin sits right at this resistance that I think everyone's sort of has this is sort of twiddling their thumbs and which way is Bitcoin going to go? Is it going to break out to the upside? Is it going to break out to the downside? That's what everyone's watching right now, right? And you continue to look at, any of the news, or you even go on Twitter and you look at any of the comment sections. It's just everyone expecting downside. And I think in times like that, it's better to go against the grain a little bit, right? I mean, go look at any post on Twitter. I don't care if it's a bullish post or a bearish post. You check out literally the replies. People are just bearish. And that's, I don't think YouTube's included with that, because people who watch YouTube are generally crypto fans, so they're going to be more biased towards the upside anyways. So obviously, keep that in mind. Scotty Swing said, I think we are stuck in the crabland this week. Unless the stock market goes up higher, waiting on the Fed's next move. I would generally agree with that. But you know how the market likes to try to front run that stuff, and that could be a bad thing or a good thing or a bad thing, depending how you look at it, right? That the market tries to front run that, because if it tries to front run and it goes the wrong way, well, it's going to be pretty devastating for the opposite side. Anyways, let's jump back to the daily. So the daily, like we said, the move up today, depending on what we do, the move, the level we want to watch for the breakout of this downtrend of resistance still is like 19,000. I'll call it 19,900 to be safe. We're at 19,300. We still got some ways to go. People draw this descending triangle so many different ways, right? You could draw it like this. You could draw it like this. If you don't want to take the wicks, you could say that Bitcoin's technically already broken out. I'm going to draw it like this just to be conservative, right? I like to, when I can be, I like to be a little bit conservative, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. I'm going to wait for this breakout right here to start trolling. Okay, you guys know I want to troll. I want to troll so bad, and I love trolling, and you guys love trolling too. I think we all love trolling. That's what makes crypto kind of fun, right? When the bulls troll the bears, and the bears troll the bulls, and we're all sort of trolling here. I'm going to keep it like this to be a little bit conservative, and not get too ahead of ourselves until we break, really this 50-day EMA, which Bitcoin hasn't broken since the beginning of September, aka my birthday. Let's freaking go.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
And, and wait for the breakout there before I get too excited. So we're still waiting for that. I do think it's going to come sooner than people think. And I know that sounds like, oh my God, we've been saying this forever. But we've been looking at the end of October, beginning of November for that move this whole time. So we wait, and we sort of still wait down here. I think the big thing, to watch this week, and like we always say, it's not even Bitcoin's the biggest thing to watch. Bot is for 22K. I'm going short. Drew said bot is for 22K. I am going short. Drew, I wish you best luck, my friend. I wish you best luck in this life. All right. Let's see. Bathwater said, don't worry, they'll buy in higher. Let's see. Sup, Drew? Happy birthday. No, today's not my birthday. There we go. Today's not my birthday, even though we used to say every day is my birthday. But, in the bear market, every day is not my birthday. But at some point, every day will be everyone's birthday, right? And that's the good thing. Have a look at the volume. The volume on BTC. Let's take a look at the volume real quick. What's the volume showing us here? Volume is coming in a little bit this week. I mean, it's going to be higher just because the weekend's always super low volume, right? So Friday and Saturday usually are pretty slow. Sunday actually picked up a pretty good amount, right? Sunday was actually a lot of volume came in on Sunday compared to what's happened in the past. So should be interesting. Now, I think obviously the things we want to watch this week really aren't even BTC. It's like, will the stock markets continue up? So far on the day, looks like the S&P is up about 1%. And we got, let's see, the DXY is pretty much flat, right? And this goes without saying, something we've been talking about consistently, man. All right, the S&P try to come up. What we don't want to do here on the S&P is create this M formation right here. So this is a critical point right here for the S&P. The S&P is at massive resistance, right? Which is basically the old 382 Fibonacci level right here, where we have previous supports and resistance levels spanning all across here on some of the shorter term time frames. But we know that the S&P came back down. It almost perfectly wicked right to that 0.5 Fibonacci, closed right at the 200-week moving average, had bullish divergence. It continues to rise. What do you know? Support is support. Bullish divergence works. Holy moly. Fibonacci's work. When you have confluence of three different things telling you that this is going to bounce from this level, you don't ignore it. But people like to listen to the freaking news in the short term, man. It's crazy. But there you go. So this is a big level right here for the S&P to break, though. So to be all seriousness, before I start trolling, I can't read the troll. We don't want this to form a sort of M formation at the top here, just for it to come right back down to the downside. So we'll watch this very, very carefully. Very, very carefully. Slowly but surely. But looks like the S&P is coming back up, and we shall see if that continues to the upside. Now, the big thing we got to watch here, guys, and this has been something we've been talking about consistently. So I don't know if anyone else is talking about this, but we've been waiting for the euro to break to the upside. When the euro breaks to the upside, okay, the dollar should break to the downside, right? In theory. Now, the euro, this whole bear market, the euro has gotten rejected over and over and over again from this downtrend of resistance, right? And that's also been the point where Bitcoin's also topped on its short-term rallies. The euro seems to be sitting right now. Look where the euro's sitting right now, guys. And I don't make this shit up. Look where the euro's sitting. And this is on the daily chart. We want to get a daily close above this. We haven't got a daily close above this in this entire bear market. And the euro's sitting right at resistance today. So the question remains today, and it's too early to get pumped. But if we can close above this today, I like what the euro's doing. And that could be the point where the DXY keeps coming back down. We've been talking about this for forever, right? If this is the point. If the euro's going to come back up and the DXY is going to start coming back down, this is the point where I'm looking for it. Why? Big macro support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're at that bottom macro support. With really the last consolidation back here from the euro back for months back here, all right? This is the point where I'm looking for euro to get a bounce. Take it for what it is. We'll come back in a couple weeks and see where we are, but I'm going to stick to my guns here and kind of go with it. So that is what we're watching today. Will it break out today or will it break out 2 days from now? Well, that remains to be seen, but we're sitting right at it today. So could be something we can look forward to today. Someone got some balls in 2022. Great to see it. Hey, man, what do you like to know? People love to get bullish at the top and bearish low prices. What do you like to know, man? It's the same thing that happens every bear market. It is what it is, right? I mean, we'll see where we are in 2024. Bathwater said, long the pullback, you pussies. Listen, I want Bathwater. Bathwater's trolling for me in the chat right now, okay? Bathwater's trolling for me in the chat. I'm not going to troll. All right, I'm gonna wait for actual breaks to start trolling. I want to, but I also want to stay relatively level-headed here and realize that we haven't really gone anywhere. I think the point where all of us are waiting for Bitcoin to break is this $20,400 level, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 5. I mean, this has been the point where Bitcoin's got rejected a million times. I think we sort of wait for Bitcoin to break 20,400 before we really start going start going nuts on the bears here. Ultimately, my target here for the short term, and I don't expect moonshot, but 22,400, which is basically this big vector candle right here on the daily, which we haven't came up and taken yet. It's sitting right there, primed for the taking, and also obviously this previous local high here. So that's still my target. Could take, might not be today. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be Wednesday. It might not be Thursday. It might not be Friday. It might be on the FOMC meeting, which is coming up early next week, right? So until then, we patiently wait. But like we keep saying, man, it's one of these things that I like to kind of gauge the sentiment. Yes, the poll is 58%, 22K. I don't believe that's the actual sentiment though. Trolling has no rules. Absolute facts. Trolling is for the evening streams. Exactly, Scotty Swing. We try to stay a little bit level-headed here in sort of the morning streams. What else are we looking at, guys? I mean, really, we are at such a critical level, and we've been at this critical level for 5 months now. And why is this such a critical level? I mean, let's go to the total market cap chart real quick. Let's go. I love how B Water is just lighting people up in the chat right now. Waterfly said 1, 2, 3, 4. Good boss can count. Hey, sometimes I can count, sometimes I'm not. Total market cap. We've been watching this, right? 200-week moving average. We are below that right now, but we've also been below this in the past. We talked about 200-week moving average and the sort of 20-week moving average. When they're about to get that cross, that's been the point where at least in the past, where this has been you look back at 2018. Right, 20-week moving average, 200-week moving average coming up. When I'm about to get that cross, it's been pretty much the bottom is already in at that point, right? And that's kind of where we're sitting right now. We've talked about how from the swing lows to the swing highs of the consolidation, we've came back down to that 786 retracement. Okay, we go back to the previous low from swing lows to swing highs. We came back down to that 786 retracement. All right, so you get the moving averages there, you get the 786 retracement there. You can even go back over here. Really, I'm not going to count this giant scam wick to the downside, but if you take basically the consolidation lows to the little consolidation highs, look where we came back down to. That 786 retracement again. So, hey, to me, we're at a critical point in so many different reasons, right? Whether you think we're going to go lower or you're not. I think that the level that we're sitting on right now, which is really the 19Ks to high 18Ks, are really that big swing level that I think everyone wants to hold if you're a bull and everyone wants to break if you're a bear. So that's where we're sitting, man. So far, so good. But as we know in this market, everything can kind of change real quick. Good morning, 2W. What's going on, buddy? What do you mean by trolling? What do we mean by trolling? Well, we mean by trolling is, let's see. You know how we make fun of Jordan, and Jordan makes fun of us. Trolling. There you go. Trolling is basically when, the bulls have been calling for higher and it goes higher and the bears get trolled, or the bears have been calling for lower and it goes lower and the bulls get trolled, basically. But just to sum it up, trolling basically means, look it, you're an idiot, you got bearish at support, ha ha ha. Or, look it, you're an idiot, it's a bear market, it went lower and you thought it was going to go higher, ha ha ha. Whatever side you're on, basically. I think it's important not to have sides. I mean, there's obviously invalidations to everything. Right? I mean, I think people look at it as like, it has to go this way, it has to go this way. And I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions about, people who are trading or even investing. It's like, you got to have invalidations to both sides, right? And obviously this is a big macro pattern that we're watching. And, there's percentages to it. To me, there's a higher percentage it breaks to the upside, but there's obviously always a chance it breaks to the downside. And people will mock that. Oh, so you're saying it could go up or down? No shit, man. Like, it's anything in life. You can live today or you can die today. It's percentage. You have a lower percentage chance of dying, but you could, right? So don't. I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions about anything. Is sort of putting 100% guarantee on anything and not having a plan if it goes your opposite way. All right, so what else we got? Guys, this is a common misconception I want to point out here, which is, I see this narrative just passed around everywhere and it pisses me off. And I love to, these stupid parroted narratives, I love to come out and sort of dispel these narratives. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. There's this narrative that's being passed around right now, where even people who think that the Bitcoin bottom is in, this is not a discussion where you think the bottom is in or not, okay? My point I want to make here is this common misconception that if Bitcoin bottoms, you should be buying Bitcoin and not altcoins. That is literally one of the dumbest misconceptions I've ever seen out there. The reason why I say that is because, and this is not saying like, obviously if Bitcoin goes lower, alts are going to get hit harder, okay? No shit. But if you go back to previous bear markets, okay, this is such a stupid misconception that if you think the Bitcoin bottom is in, you should wait to buy altcoins. That's literally one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. All you have to do is go back and look, right? So let's go look at some altcoins that were around back in 2020, whatever, 2019, whatever, 2018 when Bitcoin bottomed over here, okay? And let's go look at where they were when Bitcoin bottomed. All right, so this is Ethereum. Bitcoin bottomed right here on the week of December 2018, right here. You guys can see on the right, that's the Ethereum chart. Oh, look, that's when Ethereum bottomed too. Holy Lord, man. Let's go back and look. Shocker, man. Holy moly, ETH bottomed on the same week. Wow. It's almost like you shouldn't have waited to buy ETH when you thought Bitcoin was going to bottom. Let's go look at another one. Let's go look at, say, Chainlink. Let's look at Chainlink. Even Chainlink, which was very, very different hold on. I messed that up. Bitcoin. Let's go look at Chainlink. Let's go look at Chainlink real quick. Bitcoin bottomed. Oh, what do you know? Shocker. Chainlink bottomed on the same week. Oh my Lord. It's almost like you shouldn't have waited if you think the Bitcoin bottom is going to be in. All right. Well, let's go look at another one. Let's go look at freaking, what else was around? ADA. Let's go look at Cardano. So Bitcoin bottomed right here. Oh, look, that's when Cardano bottomed too. Holy moly. Now, March of 2020, it obviously went lower based off of, that was a freaking pandemic crash. I mean, you can't predict those things. But there you go. As far as closes, that's when ADA bottomed too. Holy moly, man. Let's go look at BNB. Oh, look, Bitcoin bottomed and BNB bottomed too. Holy moly. I hate that stupid misconception that we're in a bear market, so you shouldn't be accumulating altcoins. It's one of my biggest pet peeves, man. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. And I feel like that's like the Bitcoin maxis who sort of pass that around. It's so stupid. It's so stupid, man. That rant over. That's my rant for this morning. Where, Bitcoin bottom, so you should wait to buy altcoins. Go ahead, do it. I dare you to do it. Anyways, that was my little rant. Go look at any alt. It's pretty much the same thing besides XRP, which XRP obviously had its own issues going on. Let me see. Let's say we get it, Captain Obvious. I'm just pointing out the obvious. But this is a stupid narrative that's passed around 24/7. It's such a dumb narrative. Anyways, what was sort of the other thing here? There's a lot of narratives that got kind of pushed away. Like Bitcoin dominance has to go up in a bear market. Yeah, that got destroyed too. All this fun stuff. Said we get it. Do you get it though? Do you? And now look at the ADA BTC chart. You could look at the ADA BTC chart. We'll look at that in a second though. Ethereum. What's the S&P doing? S&P still just chilling here, man. Listen, right here. Yet, obviously, the S&P looks a little bit like an M formation here. This is on the hourly chart. Do I really care about this? No. But I know you guys do. So, you guys can look at where the S&P is on the 4-hour. It's right at the 200 moving average, which has been a decently important point in the past here for the S&P. So let's see. I mean, obviously, we don't want to create a M formation right at the 200-week moving average. That's not what we want to do here. So we'll continue to watch that. Let's look at ETH. ETH. Costa bottom has decoupled. Oh, Lord. The Costa bottom has decoupled. Oh, Lord. All right, so Ethereum. What else we got going on? So ETH, at least on the daily chart so far today, I mean, obviously this could change too. I mean, really, ETH, it's a range, right? And you could put the ETH range as right here. It's just down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I think we all know that. It doesn't take a genius to tell you that. But you know, as far as the shorter term price action, it looks like you came back down, and you know, obviously this was, you know, I guess what we're hoping for here is, you know, sort of the W formation where you get the hit, you get the rise, you get the second hit, you get the rise. Now you're looking for the back test, which ETH is trying to get that back test right now, and we're still looking for that back test before the continuation up. Obviously, we need to see Bitcoin sort of perform here, but so far it's not too bad on this Ethereum chart. And to me, this is just, you know, ETH basically. I mean, you could look at this a million different ways, but to me, it's like you look at the closes. ETH just continues to make higher lows, right? Right on top of support. And obviously, if we're at support right on top of the previous resistance, I mean, and we're making higher lows, it's like, okay, this is great. This is the point where everyone wants to get bearish right here because they listen to the narratives. And, you know, well, let's see what happens. Like we said, like, we're in a waiting period right now, and we sort of need to see wait till happens here over the next couple weeks, right? Admiral obvious. Well, it's not obvious if everyone keeps parroting the same shit that you should wait to buy altcoins. That's all I hear. And like every video I watch, I'm waiting to buy alts, but I think Bitcoin's bottomed. That doesn't even make sense. Just go look at what's happened in the past. Oh, Lord. I think Bitcoin's bottomed, but I'm waiting to buy alts. I mean, I'm going to stop ranting about this. All right. So what else do we got? So this is kind of just chilling. I mean, alts are pulling back today. So there's really not much to say about altcoins today. I think, you know, one thing that we can look at, if we go look at, you know, say, you know, total 3, like the whole altcoin market cap, and see where we're sitting. You know, the level we really want to get back above is this 20-week moving average. I mean, really for anything, right? Bitcoin, ETH, you know, total market cap, total 3 market cap, whatever you're looking at. I think the level to get back above is that 20-week moving average. And right now, it's not too far away. It's at 278 billion. In my opinion, when we do break that, that's when everyone's going to get bullish, and that's typically how it goes. So, you know, right. We did break it back above here, and that was sort of the. I want everyone to be cautious on that because we did break it back above here, but we couldn't hold it as support. So, if what I think is going to happen, and we do get that, you know, little short-term rise, we get back above this, everyone's going to get super bullish right here. You know, and then we got to be cautious because just like up here, it can get back above it, and then it can come right back down to the downside. So, you know, same thing for total 3, right? We're still waiting, we're still trugging along, but I guess the good thing about going sideways is it allows these moving averages to come down. And typically in the past, when you do get back above that 20-week moving average, Bitcoin and altcoins have gone on a good rally, right? Almost every single time, right? And you know, obviously we're not above it now. We need to get back above it. That means nothing until we get back above it. But you know, another thing that we sort of kind of calm down and we kind of wait here. That's it. General obvious John. That way he can be president. It's true. It's true, man. General obvious John. John's the freaking man. You have a lot of biggest pet peeves. I do. Cryptos RNS. I have a lot. Yeah. A lot of pet peeves, man. A lot. Which is just making assumptions and not looking back at what's happened in the past. All right, so that is that. What else can we have to say here? I mean, I'm not gonna go over altcoins this morning. I kind of want to see where Bitcoin ends up. Altcoins are generally across the board down 2-3% here. So, while Bitcoin's down 1%, and that's the narrative. Bitcoin drops 1%, altcoins down, come back down 3. Bitcoin goes up 1%, altcoins go up 3. Back and forth. Let's see. Man, look at this poll, bro. I don't know if I believe this poll. To me, it's like I put these polls up, but are people actually voting these honestly? I don't know if they are. They might be. And actually, they'll probably have an incentive to do it. Actually, they probably have an incentive not to not do it, honestly. Right? But who knows? I mean, not like my poll means anything. No one gives a shit about my poll, man. You know? No one gives a shit about my poll. Anyways. Let's see what we got here. So that is that. What else can we sort of keep an eye on? I would say, let me see what else we got over here on the right side here. We don't have general elections for president. Oh, Lord. Reese, no, we're not looking at that, man.
Nope.
No. 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 We're not buying Pirate Token, man. Maybe Pirate Token goes nuts. Listen, I mean, I hope it does for your sake, but I don't think anyone here cares about your Pirate Token, bro. All right? Get out of here with your Pirate Token, man. Everyone's looking at it and going, man, holy moly. Why do you beat me to it? What if I said Maya likes your poll? She does like my poll. That's definitely for sure. Not my Bitcoin poll though. Not that.
Bruh.
All right. What else have we got going on? So that is that. I mean, a lot of the rest of it's just kind of waiting around and kind of seeing what we got. I mean, short term, I mean, really, you're in a range. And if Bitcoin, here's what I'll say. If Bitcoin can't hold these moving averages here on both the 4-hour and the 1 hour, I mean, really the level right here we're watching is right around this 19,300, 19,250 in this region here. All right, I think there's a good chance that, I mean, the problem is, and the sort of annoying problem that we always get when Bitcoin gets these big sort of wicks to the downside and then comes right back up, the problem that gives us is now you got this stupid wick. And just like we talked about this stupid wick right here, where we sort of said, okay, at some point, doesn't have to be now, Bitcoin's going to come back down and take it. What do you know? Bitcoin comes up to 20K, comes all the way back down to 18,600, takes that wick, right? We cancel that wick out. But in the meantime, Bitcoin gets bought up again. And now we have this other wick right here. So just like always, there's always a shot that Bitcoin doesn't come up here, comes all the way back down here again, takes this wick here in the short term, and then tries to come up again, which is annoying, right? I mean, it's just sort of buying its time here, right? But don't get too excited and don't get too bearish until this range breaks, because we know how this works. Bitcoin gets up to resistance. We get a little bit too bullish until Bitcoin breaks out. Bitcoin comes back down, to the lows. Everyone gets too bearish until it breaks out. It comes back up. Everyone gets too bullish until it breaks out. And it's just rinse and repeat. Until we break out, just chill. Just chill out. And if you're trading, right, which I know a lot of you guys are trading, the move is short resistance, long support. Short resistance, long support. If you've done that over the course of this whole consolidation period, you've been pretty successful, right? That's really it. I like your short poll, Rico. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. All I can say is thank you, Oh, Lord. You guys are the dirty jokes in the chat. Hey, it's too early for dirty jokes, man. Even though I'm 2 coffees in and I'm kind of jacked up right now. If I go 3 coffees, I'm all over the place. And you guys don't want me all over the place, You definitely don't want me all over the place. That's for later. And to me, still the same thing. I'm going to keep hyping up the same thing that I believe in. Anywhere in this zone is accumulation zone, okay? And we're going to continue to act that way, all right? I'm looking at right now, for me, is like, okay, you think the bottom is in gray. If it doesn't end up being in, I'm looking at right now, this zone right here, for me, being like me buying BTC at 6K 4 years ago. I would have been pretty freaking happy still today. So that's the way I'm looking at it. Whether you think Bitcoin's going to 10K or you think it's going to be chilling here at 18K for a while, you think Bitcoin's going to go up. That doesn't really change anything. Why? Because I think we're all here for the longer term gains here. We're not here for 5% moves. We're here for the longer term gains. And to me, continue to do the same thing. As long as we stay in the zone, we could go sideways right here forever, and we'll just keep DCAing, man. I mean, we DCA in this zone, even if it goes lower, and then when it starts coming back up, we start at some point, we'll start hitting 30K, we take some profits, start hitting 35, we take some profits, 40, take some profits, 45, take some profits, 50, take some profits, and we just do that. That's my plan going forward. I'm not making this super, super difficult for myself, and I think some people try to make it difficult for themselves, which is wait for the absolute pico low where they won't buy anyways because they'll fud themselves out. And that'll sort of be the case scenario, So if you got into crypto, a lot of you guys have been long-term holders, right? And at this point, if you didn't sell up here, you got to sell right here. Cool. You got to sell here, but you're not going to buy them back here because you're going to be too scared. Anyways, so to me, I'm not making that same mistake as selling out, man, because my issue is a lot of times when you sell out, the market makers are really good at making you sell out at the point where you shouldn't sell out, right? So, that's just what I'm doing. You guys can do whatever you want to do. I know a lot of you guys are waiting for lower prices, and hey, for your sake, I hope you get them. I hope you get them, man. Because that means I'll get them too. But am I totally convinced that everyone's seeing 10K, which everyone and their mother thinks they're going to see 10K? Probably not, in my opinion. But we'll kind of continue to discuss as the charts play out. Don't start with the Pico or whatever it is. Yeah. What's going on, Bitcoin Mania? He said, hello, crypto people. Good to see you, man. Scotty Swing. What's going on, buddy? His mom is a pirate? My mom's not a pirate, man. She is nowhere near a pirate. She's probably the opposite of a pirate. Though when I was a kid, she was pretty intimidating. Waterfly said 14.4. Definitely could happen. But Waterfly, I think the issue is with most people is if it wicks down to 14.4, how long will it stay there? Listen, I was watching something yesterday. I forget who it was. Oh, it was Crown. And what he was saying was, and I totally agree, is everyone expects the bottom to be in at 14K, but it won't stay there. You go back to any Bitcoin bottom, it doesn't stay where it goes. So if people are expecting Bitcoin to go to 14K, it's going to be a wick. And guess what? The average person is not going to be able to buy there. Why? Because when Bitcoin drops, all the exchanges go down. So that's the other issue I have is if you think Bitcoin's going to freaking drop to 14K, great. You're not going to be able to buy there unless you have a limit order in. The average person on Coinbase, on Robinhood, is not going to be able to buy a 14K. Why? Because they all freaking go down when the market crashes. And then all the big money can buy there. It wicks back up before the exchanges come back up. And guess what? You'll probably be at 16K again at that point. So that's sort of the issue I have with sort of waiting for the absolute bottom too, is you're not going to be able to buy it. As much as you think you will be able to, you're not going to be able to. So we'll go up there. I will buy. Nice. You might want to. You might actually have an intention to do it. But the question is, will your exchange be up when that time comes? Most likely not. Most sellers likely left the market. Yeah, right now we're just ranging, man. We're just ranging. What happens to the price when Russia... John, that could definitely happen. But to me, that's just media FUD at the moment. That could definitely happen. Don't get me wrong. But the time right now is you pull up the news and everything's negative. You pull up the news a year ago, everything's positive. Economy doing great. Bitcoin going to 100K, right? S&P going to 6K. Now it's the opposite. S&P going to 2K. Bitcoin going to 10K guaranteed. It's... We'll see what happens. I mean, at the end of the day, no one really knows, but generally speaking, everyone likes to throw it out the window, but doing the opposite of what everyone is saying, over the long term generally works. So that's the case in markets, But hey, who am I, man? I know I'm just bored as F. True. I agree with you, John. I definitely agree with you, man. I'm definitely there with you. And that's why I'm sort of, I guess, somewhat excited for this week. It could be it could be a couple another days of sideways. I mean, nothing has to happen today. To me, it's the move is gonna come either before the FOMC meeting or on the FOMC meeting date, which is next Tuesday, which is, like we said, about a week away. So to me, the markets will either front run it or they won't. And you're going to see that volatile move on that day. And it's going to be a hectic day if that happens. BTC is dumping. Yeah. So we're coming back. Look for this wick, right? I mean, just another range rejected off resistance. And, you're going to come back down for this 4-hour wick back down to 18.6. Probably. I mean, that's what's happened consistently. It's down, up, down, up, down, up, roller coaster. Roller coaster, roller coaster, roller coaster. Don't expect anything else until the range breaks. Just up, down, up, down, up, down. Up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm looking for this wick here. This stupid wick. Which if we do a little wickaroo to the bottom, wickaroo to the top, that's actually kind of right where that 786 retracement. 18,750. Is at this point, I mean, I would rather just come back down there now and take it. Just like when Bitcoin was over here, I was like, all right, I'd rather Bitcoin just come back down, take this wick at the bottom of the range before going up, which it did. But now you made another one. So now, again, I'd rather Bitcoin just come back down, take this wick, and then we sort of, at least try to carve out this sort of higher low structure, I guess, which might be a quick wick down here, but we'll see. Obviously, we'll see what happens. Keith said starting to care a little. Keith, you're starting to care? I don't know if that's bullish or bearish, Keith. Holy Lord. Exactly, John. The markets will either front run or they won't. I'm not going to act like I know, Up, down, left, right, up. When? What happens when Saudi joins? Super excited, guys. What's going on, Miller? Super excited. I'm super excited, man. Super excited. Oh, Lord. I haven't watched Rover in like a hot minute, bro. What's Rover been up to? Is Rover... What is Rover saying right now, guys? Rover used to pop up on my home screen. It doesn't pop up on my home screen anymore, It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. What's Rover been up to? What's the S&P doing here? So S&P is getting that little... M formation at the highs. That's what we said. We don't want to see the S&P make the M formation at the highs, and it's doing it so far. So can you get a little drop? Yeah, cool. It's nothing we haven't seen for the past, look at this chop, right? So Chop City up in here. Chop Suey, Chop City. And this is a point where the S&P should find a little bit of resistance, right? You're right at that old 382 retracement. Looking back at really the swing lows and the swing highs from the pandemic crash. So right at that 382. Up, down, up, left. It's like a PlayStation cheat code. Doot. Bitcoin trying to find a little bit of support at the 786 retracement at the moment. Is that going to hold? That was the bottom of a vector candle here, down at 150. And that's where you actually wick to. So let's see. You did break that support, though. So I don't love breaking this little short-term previous resistance turn into support. I don't love that here, but hey. AB start. AB start. R1, L1, right trigger. I remember those days. Back to Age of Empires when you can get that little car that shot out bullets. And you just destroyed everyone. And they're like, bro, seriously, did you really just use the car? And you're like, yeah, I just used the car, bitch. And you just destroyed everyone. Up, down, up, down, up, down, left, right, A, B, start. Dude, I remember that for some reason. That was definitely Twisted Metal. Oh yeah, Twisted Metal was Twisted Metal was one of the best games ever made, man. I will go down in history saying Twisted Metal was awesome. Awesome, dude. All right. Anyways, I think that's mostly what I have for today. I'm not going to stay on too long, and we'll kind of see where Bitcoin ends up here. I mean, it's I guess, trying to figure out what it wants to do this week, and you guys know my take. I'm sort of just looking at the short term time frames. For me, I at the moment I prefer swing trades if I'm going to trade, and just really spot trades and buy in the lows of support. And if we go back up to my targets, taking profits. I mean, that's really what I'm looking at going forward. I'm not too worried about these 1 hour time frames, 15-minute time frames. I mean, if you want to do that, that's great. It's not for me. It's too much staring at the chart all day, every day, and that's not for me. Anyways, I do that enough. But yeah, you guys know my take. I'm still looking for that upside move. Might not happen today. Might not happen tomorrow. Might not happen Wednesday. Might not happen Thursday. But to me, it doesn't really matter when, as long as it does. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll kind of reconvene what happens going towards tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll see where the stock markets and Bitcoin end up over the course of the day. They're pretty much flat. S&P's flat. DXY's flat. Bitcoin, yeah, it's down 1.7%. That's great. Bitcoin can bounce right back up in 2 seconds, as we've seen multiple times over the course of the last couple weeks, really. I mean, it can go up pretty freaking fast. So I'll catch you guys later, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And make sure to pay us like crypto, but don't be afraid to take profits in the bear market rallies until proven otherwise. All right? Later, my guys. Peace out. And, don't stare at the charts all day, man. I almost want to freaking set alerts and just say, okay, if it breaks here, great. If not, nothing's changed, right? It's almost the way to go at this point. Anyways, guys, peace out. See you guys later at 7 p.m. See ya.